Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me again. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit further about teletherapy, answer a few questions that were asked, and also show you some of the activities moving forward we've been providing our families. So, one question that's been asked a lot is what happens if families begin to talk about screen time being damaging to their child and that they don't want any screen time at all for their children. And my answer is perfect. Telehealth therapy doesn't need to be screen time. First of all, the way we provide therapy, you have to make sure you explain this to families, is that telehealth therapy is an interactive type of screen time, which means we're interacting with the family as well as the child. It's not a passive entertainment when there's just images coming and going and there's no back and forth interaction. So that's a positive to it. But families are concerned about radiation or just vision issues when it comes to screening. I tell my families to do a little bit more research on that. I know a lot of studies shown more than 2 hours of screen time under age 3 can be very damaging to children. But again, there are a lot of studies out there that will contradict that and also say any screen time is damaging to children. And I agree with whatever families feel comfortable about. So if they don't feel comfortable about any screen time with their child watching me during the screen, again, the biggest and the best part of telehealth therapy and early intervention in general is family-based center. So I tailor that type of therapy to my families. Now, there are families who love, having telehealth happening because they learn and they interact. But they also want you involved as a therapist. They don't want to be the only one really doing the therapy, and that shouldn't be that way. It should really be you training families during the process of telehealth therapy about how to demonstrate language, how to use strategies such as mirroring, description, expansion, all those strategies that we use in early intervention to be used during play. The children that do like to interact and families agree that they can interact during telehealth therapy, I love the back and forth. I'll take one activity, I'll sing a song or do the activities I've shown in the past. And then mom takes a turn and she does a puzzle with the child and we go back and forth, and it's a lot of learning. I learn a lot about my families and my child's environment, and they learn from me as a therapist and a professional. One thing I wanted to focus on today was really talking about families that may not have the toys that you may want to use during your therapy time. And no toys is okay, because there are so many things now we have left in our homes that we can use during therapy time that don't need to necessarily be toys, but we can turn them into toys. I want to show you guys some examples of things I do. Again, obviously, the materials need to be purchased for these. There are certain families who have a budget of $20, $30 a month to spend, and they will, and they can order a lot of paint and fun, colorful papers online, but on Amazon if they can't. Our clinic does provide materials for family during telehealth therapy. So your clinic might have some type of budget for that, and that might not be the norm depending on how many patients they have or how many they can actually help out. We do have a system that we can donate to families. There is a budget in the clinic that we do donate to families, so we do use that money to also provide some materials to them. And I have spoken about that sometimes we'll laminate things and send to families, but also if they do need paint or things that my therapists feel would be really beneficial to families because they don't have the means, we'll provide. They would have to go through certain requirements to be provided, but we'll do it. But let's consider that materials are provided. This is my disinfecting wipes that I use. I made it into a fun little container. When I do this, I will talk to my families about it, And either we do it together during telehealth therapy, which is so much fun, about painting, cut, on, off. If I'm working on bilabial sounds, I'll put some letters that, demonstrate that. Then I'll use this for many purposes. Sometimes I'll put beans and rice in there, and we'll do this shake, shake, shake and music time. At times, I'll maybe like a container. This is my yogurt container. I did this with my son actually, and I let him do it. So obviously it's not painted perfectly, and it shouldn't be, if your child does it, it's not going to look perfect, and that's what the beautiful thing about it is. Then I'll open it and I'll go shake, 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 shake. What's in there? Listen. Whoa. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. What's that? Oh, a frog. A frog. So again, I'll pull toys out and make it super entertaining and animate it for my kids. Sometimes I'll have families laminate pictures of materials that I may provide. And again, those could be sent or they could print it themselves. Then I'll ask the child to look for their frog, and mom might pull out the frog on a stick and do it that way. So many ways to interact and have fun with what you already have at home. And many different things we have at home. My favorite for eggs, it's the perfect arts and crafts for language development. I create a glass from it, glasses from it, or a scope, and we kind of look through things. I make the itsy bitsy spider, and we talk about the spider, and we sing songs, different types of spiders. So many things could come out of just what you have at home. And these days we have so much because we're constantly cooking and making at home. And it also creates some creativity for families and activities to do. And again, they could do this prior, or we could do it together. Either way, it's fun. I say together is always more fun. Paper towel rolls. I have so many of these. And one of my kiddos love trains. Again, I went a little overboard with everything. It could be very simple, but it's still the train, choo-choo. And, we make bunnies, fun stuff that we could play with and do our language activities. So really, I want to encourage everyone to become creative during this time and use what you have at home to encourage kids and families to interact together, to make it, and use that as language development. As you know, many kids that go through preschool, they have lesson plans, and they come up with, using arts and crafts for language development. So why not us use that and encourage our families to use that? I hope this video gives you guys some ideas. If you have any questions or ideas you want me to share, I would love to do it. I'm here to help as much as I can. Our clinic Thrive and Shine, I make these videos really for my staff, but why not share it with the community? If I'm helpful or even not helpful, let me know what I can do to make the context a little better, and we go from there. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I wish you all the best, and you are all amazing, and we are all good and bad at telehealth therapy, but we're doing the best we can. Thank you all, and take care of yourself and stay safe.